Good day. Welcome to the Gulf News Update for Tuesday, August the 25th. Here are the top stories at this hour. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has called snap elections in an unprecedented move to break weeks of political stalemate after June's inconclusive legislative polls. A presidential statement released after a meeting between Erdogan and Parliament Speaker İsmet Yılmaz gave no date for the elections, but the president had previously said he expected the polls to be held on November 1st. The ruling Justice and Development Party, co-founded by Erdogan, lost its overall majority in the 550-seat parliament in the June 7th polls. South Korea switched off loudspeakers blasting propaganda messages into North Korea after the two rivals reached a compromise deal and stepped back from the brink of an armed clash. The giant banks of speakers, which had lain silent for more than a decade, were drafted back into action 2 weeks ago after Seoul blamed Pyongyang for landmine blasts that maimed two patrolling South Korean soldiers. The South demanded an apology while the North denied any involvement and threatened to attack the propaganda units as cross-border military tensions soared. British driver Justin Wilson was declared dead last night after suffering a severe head injury during an IndyCar race in Pennsylvania, plunging the sport into mourning and triggering calls for a review of safety measures. Wilson, 37, had been in a coma since Sunday when a piece of debris from another racer's car struck his helmet on the final laps of the Tricky Triangle at Pocono Raceway in the penultimate IndyCar Series race of the season. One Direction member Niall Horan has said the hugely successful British boy band will take a well-earned break next year but are not splitting up. Horan, 21, told his 23 million fans on Twitter that the group will continue to tour and play new music, after a report in a British newspaper said the band will be taking a year-long break next year so that members can pursue separate interests. And finally, the weather. Today's high across the UAE will be 44 degrees Celsius, dropping to 33 degrees at night. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, but as always, you can get the latest news on gulfnews.com.